Okay. Just giving things a minute here to settle in. I feel like I turned my sound like all the way down. Oops, I did have it lower than I usually do. I'm just making sure the internet's gonna behave because we had a couple little weird things just happen. So I think we will kick off with the Pacifist just to make sure that excuse me, my throat's been itchy. Just to make sure that everything looks okay. Been kicking up a lot of dust in this house in the past 24 hours, roughly. 48 hours, something like that. So between that and all the cleaning supplies, my throat is itchy. Very itchy. Oh, I need to go and grab. That's not set up on that browser. Of course it's not. Alright, let me go and grab Moobot. Because we need to turn that off, that on, and that on. Okay, we'll drop that. We'll grab this. Alright. And maybe, just maybe, we'll load in. That was an awfully long load time. Okay. So, I don't know what our potential WoW stream might look like next week. It's been a little hectic the past couple of days. Alright, hold on a second here. I think I need to close those two things out, even though I didn't want to lose track of them. There we go. Let's see if my computer likes that. My computer got really pissed off the other day when I was doing something, so... do we want the blind mute? Yeah, so I don't know what a potential WoW stream might look like for next week. The whole house is a fucking disaster. The reason why there was no stream yesterday was because the plumbers were finishing. As soon as they finished, we had to go get cleaning supplies, and then I had to start cleaning, and yesterday was just such a shit show on top of it, in all considerations, that I wouldn't have had time to do a stream yesterday, no matter what. It just wasn't gonna happen. Today I was gonna go earlier this afternoon to take a break from cleaning in between. However, the universe had other plans. Russell went to bed, got woken up around 1:30 this morning, My dad had a nosebleed that didn't want to stop, and he's on blood thinners. So there was some concern there, because we weren't sure what level of, oh, fuck this is going on. So after about a half an hour, it was still kind of going strong, so he took him to the emergency room. And they didn't get back home till almost 6 this morning. 5:30, somewhere around in there. So he probably got to bed around 6:30. I think I fell asleep around 7 this morning. And then everyone in the universe that could call this house decided to start calling this house. And I was constantly getting woken up by the phone ringing. And it wasn't just like 2 rings and somebody picked it up. It was ringing for almost 7, 8 rings, to the point that I thought I had to get up because I didn't know who the fuck was calling and why nobody was answering the damn phone. And I didn't know if something had happened, and I needed to go figure out why nobody was answering the phone. And every time, just as I was about to drag my ass out of bed, the phone stopped ringing. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I heard a weird, like, buzzy beep noise, which was odd. Because it kind of sounded like Russell's phone when he gets a notification when he has it on vibrate. Except his phone wasn't in here. So I was like, what the fuck was that? Had no idea what the hell that was. But that scared me, and I jumped up to try to investigate, and at that point I was awake, and it was, I don't know, 11:30? Noon? Something like that. So what little sleep I did manage to get was very, very shattered. And at that point I was like, fuck it, I've got shit I have to do, and I had to get up. So I was, once I had myself awake enough to move around, I had to go vacuum my parents' room so that I could shampoo the rug in their room, because the plumbers had traipsed through their room in their icky boots, and the rug just really needed to be cleaned. And this is turning into a whole, like, fucking thing now, because I just keep finding more dirt, and it's bothering me, So I vacuumed their room, I shampooed the rug in their room, and then I walked a puppy pad all over the room, just trying to soak up any extra liquid that the shampooer didn't get, so they're not bitching about the rug being wet. And then I did the hallway a little bit. And in the middle of all that, Russell had to go take my mom to the grocery store. And then he brought back a snack, so I was like, oh cool, snack, I need to eat. And I was gonna stream then, but then the internet started being funny, and I was like, it's the witching hour, isn't it? And it kind of was, and then I was kind of at a point where, well, if I sit down and stop too long, I ain't getting back up. So I was like, I already said we were gonna go today after I had dinner, so here we are. And in between dinner and my brief excuse me, my brief rest that I took to kind of get my thoughts back together before starting again and try to bully my body into moving some more. My mother-in-law, we touched base with her because we thought she was coming back tomorrow, because she told Russell she had a doctor's appointment on the 5th, and I'm like, Russell, that's a Saturday. nobody does doctor's appointments around here on a Saturday, except for maybe an eye exam, and that would be it. He goes, I don't know, that's what she fucking told me. So I had him get a hold of her and find out, you know, what time she was showing up tomorrow. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna be there tonight. And we're like, what? Because we still have to fucking finish cleaning her room. Because shit had to get shoved out of her closet so that they could get into her closet to cut an access panel through it to get to some of the pipes. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, what the hell? And, because I was in the middle of starting to clean the dining room. Because that rug needs to be shampooed, and stuff over the past several weeks has just kind of gotten sat, and then stuff from the bathroom got stacked in the dining room, and from under the kitchen sink stuff got stacked in the dining room. We don't really eat in the dining room, it's just kind of a catch-all. There's no room for a dining table in there anyway, because we use it for storage for our bulk purchase items and stuff. And when there was a dining table in there, there wasn't really much room to walk around the table because it took up almost the entirety width-wise of the room, so it was kind of weird. Very awkwardly shaped room. But that room's a hot mess, and that needs to get cleaned, and that's what I was in the middle of working on. But I had to stop for dinner, and then for this, now that I've had the chance to eat, and then some news popped off right as I was finishing up eating, and then I got pulled into watching about that for a few minutes, and I'm like, no, we have to go do the things. But it's been a day, you guys. I'm tired. Being up for like 22 hours and then only sleeping like 4.5, very broken, is not the best idea. Don't recommend it. Especially when you were scrubbing and cleaning a bathroom for like 4 or 5 hours. Because I like deep cleaned the bathroom as best as I could. Dates were being checked, things were being reorganized. It was a whole thing. Because when my mom apparently quote-unquote cleans the bathroom, she just like cleans the toilet and maybe wipes the edge of the bathroom sink. That's about it. I'm like, Mom, don't tell me you're gonna clean the bathroom if you're not gonna clean the bathroom. So that was the whole thing. And I'm still not done. I don't know if the husband's going to be up to doing the next part of his build in our zoo, and that's okay if he's not. We can either do Parkitect and move zoo to Saturday instead, since there's no podcast this week, or we can look or pick up our playthrough of Before We Leave. We have options for tomorrow. But I won't know more on that until tomorrow. Because it depends on what time his mom gets here and what horrors she inflicts upon us while she's here. Because she can be mentally draining at times. Is about the best way I can put it. That's the part that I am saying is the best way I can put it. So, are you still there? You are still there. Are you gonna hang down there? I thought you used to walk further up this way. Maybe I'm mistaken, because if you're gonna hang down there... But see, now you look like you're coming right for... Nope, now you turned around. Well then. You be that way. Iron node didn't come back? Not yet. That's fine. There's one here. We'll move on to this one. But yeah, like last night I could hardly move by the time I finally stopped moving. It was not for lack of wanting to continue. My joints just said, nope, you're done. Sit your ass down. So I think tonight when we're done here, I might try to do a little bit more reorganizing in our dining room. Vacuuming and shampooing is probably gonna have to wait until tomorrow when I get up. For that room, just because it's gonna be late and I don't know if I really want to mess with all that anymore today. My hands are already raw from all the cleaning stuff, and I had gloves on for most of it, but they're not too pleased with me either. I guess we're just getting our spring cleaning done early. So we'll do something tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure of our start time. It won't be till probably later in the afternoon, I'm thinking. Then Saturday we'll do something this week because there is no show. It might not be a very long thing, but we'll try to do something. Okay. Whether that's Parkitect or before we leave or zoo or something. We'll try to do something. Sunday is supposed to be an art stream. However, they're saying we may have severe thunderstorms on Sunday. I don't know what time. So, art stream could be impacted by that this week, which may also impact my ability to work on any challengers for next week. So next week we might only have 1 or 2 bloodthirsties to work on leveling with the Pacifist. Next week's WoW stream might be a short one. Just to let you guys know, just because there's only so many hours in a day for me to get shit done right now, and getting this house back in order is a higher priority at the moment for getting the things and stuff done. You okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, sorry for the later start today, but it couldn't be helped. And I didn't want to not do it because, you know, that monk is hopefully gonna ding tonight. I really hated not being live yesterday, but yesterday was such a fucking disaster. We had a problem with our bank while we were trying to go get our fucking cleaning supplies that we desperately needed. Like, we had a few cleaning supplies, but not the right stuff, and I wanted to get some stuff from the Dollar Tree because of the nature of the mess that we had to clean. I didn't really think those supplies would be reusable. Like, scrubbies and sponges and the like and stuff. I didn't know how much of that would survive, and based off of what I had to clean, we just really wanted something that we could throw away because there was not going to be any reusing of that stuff that touched what I had to clean safely. Because it was pretty gross. So So I'm actually surprised. I was using bleach and I didn't actually get anything on me, or it was diluted enough where sorry, I've got an eyelash situation here. It was just diluted down enough where it didn't actually bleach the pants I had on. So I put on a shitty pair of house pants that I don't really wear out in public because they're shitty. And I was like, well, if I get bleach on these, I don't really care. And then it didn't look like I got bleach on them. The top of I've got two pairs of Crocs. I've got a black pair that are pretty gritty and old. Like the treads half worn from the way I walk awkwardly. And, so those kind of become my quick, let's throw these on to take the dog out, or I have to walk through mud or something, I'm just gonna throw these on. Is nothing respawned? Well, I mean, that one is across the way. But, those got kind of banged up from all the different cleaning supplies, because I had to wear those while I was standing in the tub. Well, crouching in the tub trying to clean it. Which was an adventure. But I knew the husband really wasn't going to be able to handle cleaning that part, so. And he did his fair share of handling gross situations over the past week, 2 weeks, so it was only fair that I handle a gross situation. Now see, now you look like you're coming this way. I'm just gonna make room for the next round of iron ore that we'll have here eventually. The odd pauses are me right now. I'm just trying to see if I'm moving too fast for stuff to respawn here. That is 100% me today. All right. Hey, Zorts, how goes it? Oh, no, no, get out of the fucking water. What are you doing? Dumbass. What the hell, Sparkle Pony? What the hell? My Sparkle Pony just tried to drown me. We're exhausted. We're absolutely fucking exhausted. Shit just doesn't stop happening. It just doesn't stop. Monday night, I had about an hour and a half of sleep because I don't sleep well when I try to go to bed too early. And too early for me is like between midnight and 2. Unless I'm tired. If I'm not that tired, I'm not gonna sleep. And lately I've been going to bed around 3 and not falling asleep till like 4, 4:30 because I've been reading. And you know, I'll put whatever I'm reading down when I'm fucking tired. Well, the plumbers were supposed to show up Tuesday morning at 8:30. Between 8, what was it? No, it was between 8 and 9. And I'm like, fuck. So, I had to be up and functionable or at least take care of a few things and help Russell sort cats and animals and stuff to make sure they were secure, or as secure as they could be, to make sure nobody got out as best as we could. So I had to get up early, was stumbling around trying to help him, and then I was kind of awake, and we were waiting and we were waiting and we were waiting, and it got to be like 9:30 and we still hadn't seen them, and we're like, Russell called. He's like, hey, you guys still coming? Did we misunderstand the day? And they're like, oh no, we had trouble getting our equipment, we're on our way. And I'm like, okay. Apparently they couldn't find the keys to the Bobcat that they needed to dig up a trench or two in our backyard for the new pipes to be laid. They ended up getting here about 10:30. Oh, hey, we digged 45. And I was so fucking tired. I was like, oh my god. So Russell didn't really need to do that much for them once they got started and sorted. Like, every so often he was checking in to see if there's anything he needed to know, or to see if they needed him for anything. And so Tuesdays he has a D&D game with our one friends, and they do it over Discord and Roll20. But this week they were doing just a throwaway, kind of a dungeon crawl, but not exactly. And it wasn't their normal game. And I said to him, I said, I am so tired. I'm not well. I am so tired. I was like, I feel sick. So I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna try to take a nap. And he's like, okay. I think I slept for another hour and a half, but it was very, very disjointed, very broken, because then Russell was being loud talking to the other people and getting energetic about what he was doing, and that kept jolting me awake, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucking tired. And then he had to take my parents to a hotel Tuesday night so that my dad had access, and my mom, to a functioning bathroom for the night. Because of all the medication and shit they're on, they have to go potty a lot. And he brought us back dinner once he got them sorted. He got a shower while he was up there. And then neither one of us really slept Tuesday night, because we knew the plumbers were going to be here early Wednesday morning. I think we got maybe 4 hours of broken sleep Tuesday night into Wednesday. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to shut the window? Do I need to stop talking?
Nah, you're good.
Okay. Did you ever take an ibuprofen?
No, I didn't get up to look for one, so no. It's okay.
Alright. Do I need to go looking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Do you want my headache hat?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, we got maybe 4 hours of broken sleep Tuesday night into Wednesday. Checkout time was noon at the hotel. So we were in this weird space of waiting for them to get here so that they could start working. They didn't have that much more to do, but we didn't know how long it was going to take them. And, so they got here and they were working, and Russell left at 10:30. He goes, I'll be right back. I've just got to go pick up the in-laws. And so I was kind of here. And the one dude had left and then came back. I don't know if he went to go get them breakfast or a snack or a drink or something, or maybe they had to go get more cleaning supplies down the road. I don't know. Dude came back. And Russell came back. And about a half an hour to an hour after Russell got back, they were done. They were only $50 over estimate, which thank fucking God. Because we were really, really nervous. Because stuff wasn't quite going according to plan. All of the old iron pipes under the house for the old sewer line, they could not remove from under the house safely. So they're still down there. They kinda dumped disinfectant in the pipes because of the backup and the sludge that was still sitting in them. They kinda put tarps over them and some fence stakes or something to indicate where they were, and threw some dirt on it to try to bury it. They had to reinforce the floor in the bathroom where the toilet was. So in the near future, we have to have the bathroom floor replaced. Like the subfloor, not like the linoleum or whatever the fuck it is that's in there. We have to have the bottom, the wood floor under it replaced. There was a vent that became a problem that vented to the sewer line that went up to our roof. That was apparently an iron pipe that was 200 pounds. So they had to reinforce that to make sure that didn't suddenly fall through the roof and cause a whole shit ton of damage, so that they could do what they wanted to do. And then they had to cut an extra hole through a closet to get access to other pipes so that they could try to lessen some of the things that needed to be done. So after we got that paid and sorted, we had to go get cleaning supplies because the bathroom had to be fucking... Mr. Clean needed to come to the bathroom. It was bad. So we had to go get supplies, and then there was a fiasco with our bank and not cashing a check and not putting it in the right account twice. So we went to the first store and it didn't pay for all of it, and I'm like, what? So I had a little bit of money left in my account. We paid it. We went back to the bank. We're like, hey, where'd the money go? It should have been available. And they're like, oh, we accidentally put it into the account we cashed the check out of. And we're like, why would you do that? And so, like, it's all good now. We've got it in the right account. And I said, Russell, you saw that the funds were available. He goes, yeah. We went to the next store, 25 minutes from the bank that we did this at, and they're like, the transaction declined. And I'm like, what the fuck? He had to try to call the bank back. I don't know if they were taking too long and he just checked account balances or if he actually talked to someone, but they put the money in my checking account instead of his checking account. Now, granted, we're both on each other's checking accounts, but that's not the account that the debit card was tied to that he gave to them to put it on a specific account. And we're like, what the fuck? So then we had to go to another store to finish getting what we needed. And then we couldn't get everything that we had wanted to get. So we're like, well, we'll have to come back and get the other stuff. And then I had to start cleaning. I cleaned a good portion, I think for 4 or 5 hours, broken up in between deep cleaning the bathroom. Today I had to clean my parents' room. And I started cleaning our dining room, but I ran out of time. This isn't a bloodthirsty. What am I doing? I'm very tired. Because then last night, Russell went to bed. He had been asleep maybe an hour and a half. If that. My dad woke him up. My dad was having a nosebleed. My dad's on all kinds of blood thinners. My dad wasn't doing what Russell was telling him to do. And it wasn't showing any signs of slowing down, so Russell took him to the emergency room. Russell and my dad left for the emergency room maybe 2:30? They didn't get home until 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. So yeah, it's been a long 2 months. Like, guys, it's only March 3rd. Like, this year popped off with my fucking cap popping off of my tooth in my mouth, pulling the core out with it. I still haven't gotten my dental surgery. That had to get pushed to the back burner. Because we canceled it because it was the day after Russell, or the day of Russell's emergency appendix surgery. And then he had to heal. And we were gonna see about rescheduling it once his mom left in March, so I didn't have to deal with her and my mouth being a mess at the same time, because I couldn't handle that, because she was supposed to be here all that time. And then the sewer line broke. Or we were made aware that the sewer line was broken. And that was about the same amount that my tooth was gonna be. So, the sewer line was much more important. I don't know when I'm gonna get my mouth surgery. It probably won't be for at least a year. I hope it holds out till then. But yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what the hell is happening. But it's been non-stop since like December 30th, 31st. And I've about had enough. I can't take any more. I can't fucking do it. And then Russ's mom was saying she was gonna come back tomorrow for a doctor's appointment on the 5th, and I'm like, Russell, the 5th is a Saturday. That can't be right. And he's like, I don't know, I'm too tired to fucking deal with it. So, this afternoon I said to him, I said, have you heard from your mom? He goes, why? I said, to find out when she's gonna be here tomorrow. And he's like, alright. So we messaged her. She texts him back, I'll be there tonight. We're like, what? What the ever-loving fuck? You couldn't have, like, called us or texted us earlier and said, you know, you were coming tonight? Like, what the hell? She's like, well, I told you I had a doctor's appointment. I was like, yeah, you said for Saturday. No, the doctor's appointment's tomorrow. So, the house is still in shambles. Her room's a fucking mess. I thought I had to go clean that. Russell's like, no, fuck it, leave it. She's the one that's gonna dick around with us and not tell us when she's coming back properly. Then fuck it. Her room will just be a mess. I was like, alright. So, I was starting to keep going on the dining room. Sat down to eat dinner. She texted him back, or called him, and was like, yeah, I'm not coming tonight. I'm too tired. I spent half the day helping my sister pack the RV for us to go back to New Hampshire, and I don't feel like driving tonight. So I'm just gonna leave real early in the morning, drop off my blood sample or get my blood sample or whatever, before her doctor's appointment. Come back here, dick around for like 2 hours, get what she needs to from here, then go to her doctor's appointment, and then she's going back to Oklahoma. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. I was like, are we sure now? And we're like, what time are you going to be here? And she couldn't nail it down, I don't think. I don't fucking know if we figured out what time she was getting here. Because somebody has to be awake to make sure she can get the fuck in. And we have to have a chat about things that she's leaving and taking, so we know what the fuck we're doing with them. If we're taking them to the food pantry, if we're eating them, if we're throwing shit away, we need to know. And I'm just in the middle of all this, and then I was like, oh fuck. Is she going to have her car? Is she being dropped off? Because I didn't know if they had a doctor's appointments today. My dad was, or for tomorrow, my dad was supposed to have a CT scan today at 1:30 this afternoon. And I told my mom, I said, that's got to get canceled. That ain't happening. There's no way Russell's going to take him to a doctor's appointment this afternoon after getting back here at 6 a.m. and not getting any sleep and having to be out the door at like 12:30 noon in lunchtime traffic to get to this doctor's appointment for this test. I was like, that's not happening. It's been non-stop. It just won't stop. So yeah. So I don't know what next week's WoW stream is gonna look like. It might be the Pacifist and maybe 2 Bloodthirsties. It's probably not gonna be very extensive. Just because then we're supposed to have thunderstorms over the weekend, and I don't play when there's thunderstorms because I have enough trouble with internet problems I don't want to add to it, so we'll see what happens. And I might still be cleaning the rest of the weekend around other stuff that we have planned, so we'll see. We want the Death Knight. I think we want the Death Knight. Hang on, let me switch my headers here. I can close. What is this? That is not the right one. This one. I want that one. So I'm tired. I am physically and mentally exhausted. Oi. And now we have a new cat friend outside. The other cat friend that we had nicknamed PC, apparently there was a territorial fight over our house. And this other cat decided they wanted our house. And we haven't seen the PC cat in probably 3 days. And this new one has decided that they live here now. We thought it was a female at first, but now we're thinking it's a male. But we haven't been able to get a good look. Because they're only just barely starting to let Russell touch them. But they were rolling all over the grass last night in front of us, showing their stomach and everything. Being all cute one second, and then being, like, standoffish and flighty the next. So we're like, what is your deal? Alright, so this week we have the Death Knight, the Shaman, the Warrior, and the Monk. Druid and Demon Hunter sat this week because I did not have time. I'm pretty sure they both sat. I don't remember working on them. So, but that's okay. I figured we needed to work on the Death Knight. Because Death Knight's the next to go into Shadowlands. So, we will pick up on this one. This one has sat for a couple of weeks. So, makes the most sense to start bringing them back up into the swing of things. Not quite sure how their Shadowlands Zone experience is going to go. I really hope I don't have to resort to killing moths only like I did with the monk after a fashion, because that was a effing pain. Because the moths give... The moths that are below level 60 give less XP than the other mobs that are the same level as them. But those mobs do that nasty gore dot, which would have ripped the monk in half in no time flat. So I was like, yeah, okay, sure. This is gonna work. So it's been a thing trying to get that monk leveled. Don't know how speedily the DK is gonna move through there. She might be a little bit slower because she's in tank spec. So I'm not really sure what to expect. We'll find out when we get there, I suppose. I'm not gonna take her through the mall. I'm gonna do the mall skip. I might as well. because I really don't like dealing with them all, and that escort quest in the beginning can just go screw, so... No thanks. If I can avoid it, I most certainly will. And I'm not the best at playing a Death Knight, I just kind of hit the buttons that are available. I know that's probably not what I should be doing. But, you know, if it gets the job done, and I don't die, at this point, that's all I really care about. Oh, the little one didn't trigger. A lot of times, that little one will trigger with this guy. Not all the time, but a fair amount of the time. Oh, I swear I've got the scent of bleach like burned into my nose at this point. That's like all I smell, and I didn't even use it today. And I had a mask on when I was cleaning in there. At least the nasty smell has died down. And that's all good. So we'll see what happens. We still have a few more rooms that need deep cleaning. So while we're on this cleaning adventure, we might as well do all of it. And keep the momentum going. Come on, thank you. I always have trouble with like Death and Decay and Consecration Aura. Because Consecration Aura had a glyph at one point where you could place it like Death and Decay. For some reason, I always have trouble grabbing it to place it. Like, whenever I click it on my bar, I just wasn't clicking it right. And it was really busy out here working on this one. I don't remember what day I was fucking working on her. It might have been Monday afternoon. Yeah, I think it was Monday afternoon because we thought the plumbers were supposed to show up on Monday and they're like, oh no, we have you scheduled for Tuesday. And we're like, okay. Sure. Like, I had somebody asking if I would help them kill Catal, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do that on this character. I'm like, I'm sorry, I am doing a challenge. If I die, I have to start over, so I can't help you with that on this one. I was like, maybe if you advertise in general, somebody else will need help killing it too. This is gonna be a really close-up of this Muddy River beast, and I apologize, but it has to do with where I'm standing. I will try not to prolong the fight too much. Because we are definitely right up in there with Eeyore's cousin. Okay. So what have you been up to? I saw that you were streaming Saints Row for a couple of days. I checked in here and there when I was able to. Oh, so yeah, and my dad has to go back to the ER in 3 days to have the thing removed from his nose that they had to shove up there to try to stop his nosebleed. So that's fun. So you finished Saints Row yesterday, and you took today off from streaming. You're probably gonna start Saints Row 4 tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Hey, Zords.
What's wrong?
Huh, cat.
Oh, it sounded like somebody had knocked.
I'll drink you.
I put food out there earlier. Husband. I literally fed them like 2 hours ago? I fed them like 2 hours ago.
Well, that was so sad because they were eating the food that I dumped when I cleaned up the cat cage.
Are they that hungry?
I guess. I don't know if they don't want to get food or if they don't want to.
Like, I figured they had a home because they went off behind the church and then I didn't see them for the rest of the night and there's houses back there.
Well, again, that might just be part of their territory.
Maybe.
Their territory is measured in miles.
How many Saints Rows are there? Like, isn't there a new one coming out, or is that Saints Row 4?
Yes, there is.
What's the new one called?
Just Saints Row, it's a reboot.
When's that supposed to be out?
I have no idea.
Five and reboot's coming this year. Okay.
Wait, there's a Saints Row 5 coming out?
He said there's 5 Saints Rows and the reboot is this year. Is the reboot included in that 5? Or is there 5 plus the reboot? Because now my brain's confuzzled. And the husband seems to be as well.
I bet he's counting Get Out of Hell. Because that was kind of independent.
Counting what?
Get Out of Hell, it's really fucking weird.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Which to be fair, has an awesome musical score.
Are you being sarcastic, or do you mean
Not
that?
really.
Okay. Oh, my nose itches. We're just gonna wait for Katal to finish stomping by here. So apparently I have come to find out that Planet Zoo running, OBS running, me recording building in Planet Zoo, and 2 different YouTube live streams running in the background crashes my graphics card. And my computer threw a bitch fit and crashed me twice while I was working on the animal exhibit building speed build for Flamingo Falls. I think I worked on that Monday night. I was pissed. So that speed build has a couple of awkward cuts in it because of where the crashes happened and me losing some stuff from the last autosave. And we didn't know what the fuck was going on until it happened a second time, and we opened my task manager, and Russell's like, yeah, you probably don't want to do that. He goes, sometimes Zoo crashes when I have YouTube running, and I was like, oh. Okay. So I was trying to stay up to date with the things and stuff happening on the other side of the world. We're not going to get too heavily into it, but there's some shit going down tonight, and it's not. Someone's being dumb, and they're fucking around, and pretty soon they're gonna find out. But I had to I had to bounce out of there so that we could get going here. I'll have to get caught back up again once I get out of here. Yeah, see, this one levels a lot slower than some of the other ones. Although I don't have a rune weapon or a rune on my weapon. I think it's allowed, but it was being weird with flagging issues at one point, and I don't remember if it ever got sorted. So, I just was like, yeah, let's just leave that alone. Do you need to shut their window? Like, I don't know if they managed to shut it or not. Because that's what that noise was. So, there is a build-up for Flamingo Falls. That's on the YouTube channel. I don't know if we're gonna get back to, before we leave this week. If we don't, I'll record it and upload that. We'll see. It kind of depends on how Russell's feeling tomorrow. Because he's supposed to finish off his hyena exhibit and pretty up his staff buildings, and then we have to spin the wheel for me to see what I'm going to be doing next week. So I'm hoping we can get to doing that tomorrow, but we'll see. That might get moved to Saturday. If that gets moved to Saturday, then we'll work on Parkitect tomorrow, I guess. There's just not enough hours in the day to do all of the things I want to do. Architect's going pretty good. We're still playing in the campaigns. I figured that would be at least something to give us some direction. We've gotten through 3 campaigns so far, maybe 4, no 3. I think we've completed 3. And they're starting to ramp up the difficulty requirements. And we're going to be starting a new campaign the next day that we live stream that. So it kind of works out with how hectic this week has been and everything going to hell, that there is no podcast for WoW Challenges this weekend, because it gives me a chance to catch up on my stream schedule on Saturday and make up for all of the shifting that had to happen so that other things could happen. So I didn't just want to outright skip. Because I need a break from dealing with other bullshit. And having the stream time forces me to sit down for a minute and not have to deal with other things going on, so. Let's the bones rest for a moment in the joints. The angry, angry joints. Oh, my hand was killing me so bad from scrubbing all of the things and surfaces in the bathroom yesterday. I had to actually sleep in my splint brace on my bad hand last night. So I was like, oh, what is this now? Don't you start acting up. And it's kind of weird because I was gonna go to bed around 2:30 last night, and then Russell's like, well, we have to go to the ER, and I'm like, what? So I'm like sitting here trying to wait them out to get home, and then my mom's like, will you go outside while I smoke? I don't want to be out there by myself. And I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm not even gonna be able to try to lay down before Russell gets home. And the dogs kept giving me the business because I wasn't in bed. And they were being pissy. Well, Zuzu was being pissy. Momo was just like, whatever. So then Zuzu was whining at our door because we were outside. And he wanted to be outside too. And I'm like, dog, I'm not bringing you out here this time of night. When the new cat wants to be out here and you want to be all up in new cat's business, last thing I need is for the new cat to have enough of your shit and come after you while Russell's not here. So let's just not. And then the one cat was demanding attention from inside the house, meowing at the window non-stop the whole time we were outside. When she was outside smoking for like 20 minutes and I was freezing, I was like, are we done yet? She's like, you can sit down if you want. I'm like, if I sit down, I'm not getting back up to get back in the house. It's like, are you done? Because I don't like being out here any more than she does at night. Oh yeah, I didn't end up spraying the blood trail from the door to the car on the porch because it didn't look that bad this morning.
Okay.
And the hose wasn't hooked up, I don't think, because they had their own hose hooked up, I think. So I saw a yellow hose out there that looked like it was connected to the thingamajig at one point. But, we did pick up my flowers finally, so I'm gonna have pink fuzzy flowers to go with my pink flamingos. And we picked up something else called a bleeding heart that's the flower petals are kind of in a heart shape and they hang down. And a couple of weeks ago we had picked up another set of elephant ear bulbs because we didn't know if the bulbs from last year survived the winter. We have to track them down. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in this house.
They're on top of the dryer.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, we need to check on them. We can't plant yet though, it's still too early. For everything. And then I have my wildflower mix that we got at Dollar Tree, which did really well last year. I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like half fucking sawdust and like maybe 10 flower seeds in here, but it actually did really well. It surprised me. I was like, oh, hey, this was decent for something from the dollar store.
I mean, it was half sawdust, but the other half was surprisingly viable seeds, so it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it was more flour that it produced than I expected. I actually didn't expect it to really do anything. I never have high expectations for something that's that cheap in the amount that it came in. But one good thing about them having to dig a trench in the backyard was that where they dug it was an area that we had to do some serious yard work in and rip out all kinds of shit that had overgrown in there, and them digging through there actually helped remove some of that. So, we still have a lot to do back there, but it's a little bit less than it was gonna be. So that's also on our list of bullshit to deal with. Okay, let's maybe not be right up on the wall this time. Oh, I guess I really didn't need to get in the water. We could have finished off with the other ones up top. Probably. But I got another email update on Coral Island. And they're going to be releasing the next alpha update soon. And they had a whole list of stuff that they're working on for the next pass, and that they have a list of stuff they want finished before they do beta. I don't know if I'm beta or early access, or if they're the same thing. I'm not sure how they're considering it. I know I have early access for the level that I backed it on Kickstarter. I'm just not sure if they consider early access after beta or at the same time. That I don't know. But we also have No Place Like Home fully releasing March 10th. So once that fully goes live, I want to take another look at that. Since they will be in full-on release mode. Oh, there's our ding. We are 48, and we're not doing that yet. The Power Washer Sim had an update come out today. You're currently cleaning a kitty monster truck.
I might try that someday.
A kitty, like a cat? Like a monster truck that looks like a cat? Oh my god, that car stereo.
That's pretty fucking terrible.
Isn't it, though? Oh my. Well, that's something. Yeah, Russell's been talking about possibly trying that at some point. No, don't fall. I gotta clean it.
It sounds like a nice chill thing to quietly do.
Okay. Pardon the grunting. I have to change my position. It is gonna be painful. Oh. Easy there, lower back. Easy. Shifting after doing 2 days of nothing but cleaning and crouching down and being in positions I'm not normally in has been a little tough. Yeah. But we're not doing that yet. Shut up, Darian. We're not. I'm not dealing with you yet, Darian. I know what you want us to do. But let's not have full boob. That's a little much. In the boob department there. That's better. Yeah, that's a little. There we go. You think Russ would like the games pretty relaxing? Some days he needs quieter games, and other days he needs things that explode. So lately he's been playing No Man's Sky. Our friend Tyler picked him up a copy so they could play together. WoW challenges, blood, thirsty, my bloody soul, blood DK, dings level 48. We've got a slash played of 4 days. 9 hours. No, 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 come back, come back. 57 minutes. 58 seconds. Oh good, Zildazar's under attack. Alright, kills, 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 kills. 90-40 is our total kill amount over the life of this character. That does include critters, just so you know. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and tweet that. Alright. Let's do our vendor stuff. So, alright, let's do the vendor trash first. We didn't really pick up a whole lot. Alright, neither one of these are really that much money, so we'll just do those in with the rest. So vendor trash came out to 232 plus the 2 greens. We're up to, so far, a total of 1,921 meaty haunches. I do find it fascinating that Soul Survivor actually had more meaty haunches before we hopped back on this one to work on them. And Soul Survivor is like I think 3 to 4 levels lower than the DK, so they were picking up a lot more chunks of meat than this one was. So I found that interesting. That RNG, man. I've been working on a Stardew Valley off-stream game that I'm trying to get some of the achievements that I don't have unlocked on. It's been kind of a pain in the ass. But at least that's a game I can pause. Kinda, if I remember to open my menu before I get up to go do something. Yeah, I've been working on that, and then I was trying to do an offline playthrough of Before We Leave, just so I can have a better idea of what I'm doing. I got to one point where I caught up with the one we did on stream, and then I started to enter some new territory, and I realized that it wasn't explaining to me what I had to do, and I was like, oh shit, that's right, I have to actually select a tutorial mode. So I was like, fuck. So I stopped that game and I restarted in a new tutorial mode for offline, and now I'm kind of even with where we are on the stream version. So we'll see. I might have to record the next part of that and put that on YouTube, on the channel, just because of time. We'll see. Okay, so we got the Pacifists, we got the DK. Next should be the Warrior. I'm trying to remember who I worked on this week. See, it wasn't that many because I didn't have all that much time because that monk, oh my god, that monk took so fucking long. I wanted to rip my hair out. Well, I'm not the only hunter that had a hermit crab at one point. Oh, that's the crab that has the knife. That's a big knife. Oh, bye-bye, crab. my gatherer is a hunter, my normal character. And they were using a hermit crab for a long time for their pets. And then they got into Shadowlands and stuff just started just ripping them in two, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And I swapped pets to something from Shadowlands. I ended up grabbing a frog, and frog was doing pretty good, and then suddenly it wasn't doing good, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I switched to a stag, and the stag was like owning everything, and everything got like so much easier, and I was like, oh. But I don't want a stag. But some fights I had to use the stag if I wanted to get it done, which was really annoying, especially in some of the stuff in Torghast that was just ripping me a new one. And then I was like, oh, that's enough of that shit. I've had enough. But yeah, there's a few more games kicking around that I want to check out. I still want to check out Foundation. It's kind of like Before You Leave, but not. Or Before We Leave. And then it's another like city, town, civilization builder thing. Charge the thingy, thank you. And then there's Lens Island that I want to look at. That's still in early access, I think. Right now it's $24.99, something like that. I hope it doesn't go up any higher once it goes to full release. Because I'm not sure I'd be willing to pay more than $25 for it, based off of how the screenshots look right now. I mean, it looks interesting, but I don't think it's more than $25 interesting. But we'll see what happens when that comes out of early access into full release. And I want to eventually give the Ranchers a look-see. There's another one, I think, that's similar to the Ranchers, but I don't think it is the Ranchers that I was looking at. That's not out yet. But, you know, we'll see how all those things go. Still kind of thinking about if I want to try Prison Architect. I'm not sure yet. I know we want to get back to Beavers on the channel. I know a lot of people want to see me keep going on Beavers. However, there's the slight problem of there's nothing for me to do in Beavers at this point. They're still in early access and they haven't updated anything else at the moment. So we're kind of stymied at the moment. I mean, we could finish putting in the last couple of buildings that we hadn't put in yet. Maybe. But at this point, I think I want to wait until they do another update. It hasn't been total radio silence from them. People are starting to make mods for it, and they were saying something about that they don't fully support the mods yet, but people are still trying to make them anyway, and they were kind of showcasing some of those. So they are still working on it. I just don't know what they're coming out with next. I hit execute. Why are you still standing? That is some bullshit. Oh, it got up to like fucking 80 today, you guys. Excuse me? That was mine. Just because something's hitting something doesn't mean you need to fucking hit it. What level are you? Ugh. Well, you're gonna be making that hot mess up there. We're just gonna go this way. Because I don't want any parts of that. No, thank you. I'm just doing my thing, killing my river beasts, and then all of a sudden someone comes charging up, attacking it with their pets, and I get 200 less XP. What we're not gonna do is that. No thanks. I want my full XP credit, damn it. There really are times where I sorely miss single tap target. Sorely. I mean, world bosses, big nasty quest bosses, world quest stuff. Okay, make those multi-tap. That's fine. But do we really need every mob multi-tap? Because that gets really annoying. But then again, I'm from the club that had to sit there during Burning Crusade and wait for shit to spawn. So that I could pull it. Come on. Oh, and we still have to get back into Minecraft. Like I said, I will be happy once we get this goal completed, because then I am going to be taking a small break from WoW. And I'm going to be working on other stuff. And I will have time to work on the other stuff, because I won't be leveling challengers for days on end, so. Really looking forward to that. I feel like we've come this far now, though. I want to get this done before I take a break, so. We will do what we can. But yeah, I really should get back into Minecraft and get some more demo work done, because we do need to do that. Very, very much so. So we can get our farms going properly. Hopefully the golems won't keep walking over top of them. I might have to fence them. I don't know. Well, the villagers... Because I'm trying to think of... Because I wanted the villagers to be able to have access to some of the farms. I might have to attach the farms to some houses and use doors, because I don't think the villagers use fence gates, because I have some fence gates. Well, no, that's not true. I don't know. The villagers might use gates and fences, but they might just not be, because the sheep I have, they don't want anything from them. I would have to test it and put a fence and a gate around a crop and see if that that villager was interested and uses the gate. I don't know. Whew. Alright. Let's go up this way. I'm gonna leave those guys down there. It might mean that we have to start a second rotation up here, but I really hate going in the water. Especially on this one, because when I charge, then it puts me under the water and I gotta make sure I pop back up. And then I'm paying attention to the breath bar. Alright. So after this one, we have the shaman. Shaman shouldn't take too long. The shaman actually levels at a pretty good clip, all things considered, with them being a caster and them being a healer. They actually, they run a good pace. They feel a little bit faster than my priest did. Just a little. But Resto also has some decent damage spells up their sleeve. So that is helpful. Alright, so we got about... it's less than half. Oh, really? You're gonna come too? I really didn't want both of you at the same time. Alright, let's hit ignore pain. I'm kind of surprised the other little one didn't come. Half the time these three all pull together. Or you'll pull one and a second one will come, and then the third one will walk into the middle of the fight and just decide to join in even though you didn't do an AoE at that moment in time. They're like, oh, hey guys. What you doing? Alright. Yeah, so it almost... No, it did... I think it did hit 80 today. I know it at least hit 79. Which is very warm for March. Very warm. But guess what's going to happen this weekend? We're going to have a cold front move through. Some rain and late night thunderstorms on Saturday. And over the weekend, we're going to go from like today and tomorrow, most of the week the highs in the 70s, to highs in like the 60s and 50s, and then lows into the 30s and 20s. And I'm like, can we not? Can we just not with this? Can we pick something, please? Because this is getting to be all over the place. And I'd like some steady temperatures for a while. Don't think that's really asking for all that much, but apparently it is. Alright. Photo. So, let's go into here. We'll go WoW, challenges. Bloodthirsty, troll your soul. Prot warrior. Dings level 37. We're looking at a slash played of 2 days, 15 hours, 51 minutes, and 0 seconds. Come on, fingers. There we go. Hit the right buttons, please. Total kills. Total kills. 5, 4, 9, 9. Oh, we were 1 kill away from 5,500. That would have been fun. Alright. Send that along. Okay. Repair. Didn't really get a whole lot for gear. I got so excited when I saw this item because it wasn't breaded out, and I was like, oh, plate? No, it's cloth. It's a cloth belt. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, I need fucking plate, yo. Badly. Alright, 114 gold on her. Run. Alright, Shaman. Shaman has 3 bars left to go as well, but she moves a little bit faster, so. The amount of dust that accumulates in this house on a daily basis is disgusting. I just cleaned this desk. Wiped everything down and I can see piles of dust again. Like, what is happening? I guess it doesn't help that we're like 10-15 feet off the edge of the road and all the trucks going by and cars and stuff kicking stuff up, and then we have the windows open. So she's picked up a few things. She didn't replace any gear this level though, but she's picked up a few things. So we'll see. Okay. Go ahead, do our things, and let's get these 3 bars dealt with here. Alright. So remember to keep an eye out for the True Flight fletching buff, because some classes it is still putting the buff on them when they loot the feather off the birds. So do be mindful. I feel so lost on my days of the week because we didn't stream yesterday. So tomorrow's Friday. So does anybody have any plans for this weekend? I will probably still be cleaning. Around doing everything else. Because we need to finish the dining room. The laundry room needs to be cleaned. And the kitchen needs to be dealt with. Let me see, give me 1 second. Alright, so you said you've got to start getting some wrestling stuff together. New game launches next week. Oh, interesting. So that sounds like that's gonna keep you busy. Sounds like that'll be lots to do. Getting all of the things and stuff sorted. So this one just feels like they move faster. Especially compared to the DK. But again, DK wasn't tank spec. I actually got really mad this afternoon because I thought that they didn't pick up our recycling because they usually pick it up by 2. And I went outside to clean one of the half steps that we have in the house to help the parents get transition in and out of the hallway because it's a steep step. So we've got like a half step that we picked up from Amazon to put in, so it's not quite so far of a drop down or step up. And I saw one of the school buses go by dropping the neighbor's grandson off, I think, and I was like, oh, it's like 3:30, and I said, oh, let me go grab the oh, those recycling buckets need to come back, sweetie. The recycling buckets, they're still out there, and I was gonna go grab them, and I realized, oh, they didn't pick them up yet. I was like, son of a bitch, don't tell me they missed us, because we didn't get a pickup last week because of the weather. They canceled our run, the day of our run, and then they're like, oh, well, we'll try to do it the next day, and we'll double run it, and then the double run didn't happen because, the roads were still absolute shit. And then at that point, Russell and I were like, fuck it, we'll just wait till next week, it's fine. And then when I saw out there that they hadn't picked it up yet, I was like, great, we're gonna have to hook the trailer up tomorrow and do a run out to the dump to drop the recycling off in because that's where they take it. They've got recycling big bins out there that you can drop off yourself if you need to. And I was like, great, well, we're gonna have to do that tomorrow. And while I was out there cleaning the tray for the dog kennel, they pulled up and picked everything up, and I was like, oh good, you guys did come this week. And then I went to go pick up the buckets after they were done, and the bees had just descended upon them. And I was like, oh, okay. They were swarming the buckets so bad when I went to pick the one up. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's okay. You bees can have that for now. We'll come back and get these in a few minutes. And we meant to grab them sooner. But, we both kind of forgot about them with everything else going on, but I don't want them sitting out there too long. Because we've had people drive by before and they're like, oh, are these free? Can I take these? And I'm like,
as they reach for them.
Yeah, as they're reaching for them to put them in the back of their truck. I'm like, no. I said, those are my recycling buckets. Oh, well, can I have them? No. Like, lady, go to fucking Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot and just buy a 2-gallon bucket for $5 if you want it that bad. She just wanted it for free. We might have had a couple extra somewhere. Cause
we didn't at the time.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Okay. Because it's the buckets that we get our cat litter in. And, I'm like, what the hell? go get a cat, get some cat litter, and there you go. Or you could go to Walmart or Lowe's and buy a damn bucket. I was like, you can't have my recycling buckets. Plus, they were really scuzzy and nasty because, you know, recycling buckets and being out in the weather. And she's like reaching for them to put them in her truck. I'm like, no, you can't have them. Last week, our recycling finally got picked up after 5 weeks. Oh god, that had to be a nightmare. Russell and I would have been like flattening every single plastic water bottle, every can. We would have had to go and buy another bucket. Because the actual branded recycling buckets that we have are really shallow tubs. They're not very deep. And we only were given one. Which is fucking hilarious. Because they want everything sorted. Cans in one, glass in another. This type of plastic, the plastic with the number 1s on the bottom has to go in one bucket. The plastic with the number 2s on the bottom have to go in another bucket. And we don't take plastic with number 5s on it, so you just have to throw that in the trash. And all that, and they give you a bucket. And I was like, the fuck is this shit? So we had to go and buy like off-brand Rubbermaid storage containers. A couple, we picked up some heavy duty extra big ones from Lowe's. And we drilled drainage holes in the bottom of them. Cause I'm like, oh no. We can't, like, how the fuck is this supposed to work? So we just put our cardboard in the one that's actually branded for the recycling. And everything else we sort out into other containers. I've seen other people just, you know, throw their cardboard on the sidewalk. They don't even bundle it and tie it together. It's just thrown there in a heap on the sidewalk, in the middle of the sidewalk, for people to trip over. And I'm just like, really? I was like, so if I trip on this and hurt myself, can I sue you for blocking the sidewalk and creating a hazard? So your garbage company sucks. Well, this is just, this was our city. Some people that live outside city limits have to pay, for, like, non-city service trash pickup. People that run their own trash pickup companies. But we pay, we have a water bill that covers sewer as well. And then the water department also somehow handles trash and recycling. And we have to sign up for a plan at the beginning of the year. And we have to kind of guess how many boxes of trash bags we're going to go through in a year. And if you go over that allotment that you signed up for, you can buy additional bags at $3 a bag, because you have to buy specific, you have to use specific trash bags that have the city name on them and they're a specific color. And they're piece of shit garbage bags that are so thin you can poke your finger through them, and half the time the tie straps on them break as you're trying to tie the bags closed. So I think it's $5 a box of the city trash bags. If you end up going through your allotment, it's then $3 a bag.
And boy, they really encourage you to get the smaller number of bags to start with. I wonder why.
And we ended up signing up for the largest plan they had. And in December, when the mother-in-law was here, she went to go pay the water bill, and she picked up, like, we had like 5 or 6 boxes of trash bags still there, under our allotment. And they're like, you guys should really think about dropping down to a smaller plan since you have all these extras left over. And we're like, no, sometimes we do a lot of cleaning and we go through a lot of bags. That's okay. I don't want to pay $3 a bag. I don't want to run out. Thanks. But here's the thing though. We also buy regular trash bags from Sam's because these ones are such shit. So we're double bagging our trash. So it's not really, they supposedly do it to limit the amount of stuff going to the dump. Except you can take your own load of garbage to the dump if you so choose. You just have to pay $10 minimum depending on weight to drop stuff off. I mean, we have a trailer, we could just do that, but we're afraid of stuff ripping things open and storing it and it getting wet and shit and in between runs to the dump itself. So this company has a contract with the city to do trash pickup, and they've been shit since day one a couple of years ago, and we never know what day they're coming, if they come at all. That's some bullshit. Like, I'd be complaining to the city. All sorts of angry emails. And whatnot. Cause that's kind of a health hazard. To not even have any clue as to what day they're gonna fucking decide to show up. Alright. Everybody's starting to get jammed up in the levels. We're gonna have a traffic jam getting into Shadowlands. There's been a city task force about this for the last year. Oh, and the parent company... if the parent company filed for bankruptcy last year, why is the city not exploring contract termination? Like, how long was this contract for that they entered in with this trash company? Like, if this is a yearly thing, they need to start looking for other companies, because that's some bullshit. Jesus Christ. I mean, out here, most people, because we're kind of rural. If you're just outside city limits, you can burn your trash. So a lot of people that have farms, if they get the appropriate burn barrels, they can burn it. So a lot of people that have the acreage will just do that. Or at least burn what they can get away with burning. Shaman Dings level... What did I say? 39. So this one hit 39. The Demon Hunter's 40. The Druid's 44. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a traffic jam here. Someone's gonna have to sit for a little bit. 3 days, 21 hours, 19 minutes, 9 seconds. Good grief. That is some bullshit. Alright, so 7, 3, 8, 2. Alrighty, so let's send that one on its way. And let's vendor real super quick. Alright. let's go through our vendor trash here. Alright, vendor trash was 176. And with the greens, an additional 9 gold. Okay. And let's go grab the monk and hopefully finish her off one way or another. If we ever load. Alright, so we've got 1 bar remaining. I did replace a cape. That's about it. Ow. Foot. Okay. Alrighty. 1 bar remaining. And then we can sit this squishy one and not have to think about her for some time. And hopefully our leather farmers won't be out tonight. Because they certainly slow down the pace of everything. And this last bar is going to take us long enough, so... Ow! That fucking hurt. Sometimes these moths get in a crit shot or something. Oh, nope, there's some of the leather farmers right there that just went flying by. Look like Hunter riding a druid. I've seen that duo before, although it doesn't look like they killed anything, so I'm confused. Maybe it's a different combo. I know that last person that reported, that we reported on stream, I got some kind of form letter back saying, thank you for the report, actions were taken against that account. Didn't say what kind of actions, just the actions were taken. Don't know if anything ever actually was done to that account. But, it could have just been a letter making you think something had happened, I don't know. There's not too many of these guys that I feel confident enough to pull. Down the road here a little bit, there's what looks like a whole bunch of them, kind of surrounding a tree. However, I learned when I was on my hunter and over here leveling that they pull in pairs. And I was like, Oh no, we can't be having that. That's just not gonna work. Sorry if my voice is starting to sound extra scratchy. It is. I think all of the dust and the allergies and everything is starting to take its toll. I probably should shut the window, but it's still kind of warm in here. What do you mean? Well, target the thing then. Okay, they're just picking flowers. There's another duo that was going around killing all of the things. That's a different one. Half of the Horde druids I see are from Thrall server or Trollbane. And most of them are Taurens. Couldn't figure out why I was not getting that much suction on the vacuum earlier today, because it wasn't showing that there was a clog, and I'm like, well, what the hell? And I forgot about the foam, like, air filter thingy that's in there. And I was like, oh, when's the last time this got cleaned? Because I couldn't remember. Opened it up. I had to take it outside. It was like white. There was so much dust crammed in there. And I had to... It was like clapping erasers outside. All of the dust that was falling out of this sponge thing. Oh, it was terrible. Plus it was windy. There was just a dust cloud swirling around me. But I managed to get most of the dust banged out of this pad, so I didn't have to wash it. Because I did not have time to stop and wash this piece of foam, because it has to be completely dry before you put it back in the vacuum. And I'm like, that could take 24 hours. I don't have time for that. I just don't. So what little gravel we had in our driveway that went around our house is gone from them digging up part of the yard. So it's supposed to rain on at least half the weekend. I hope we don't have to turn around back there. We might not be using that side of the driveway until it dries out a bit, because I have a feeling it's going to be quite the muddy, slippery slope. And I really don't want the car getting stuck. Because that would be a right pain in the ass. I was wondering why her pets or whatever they were vanished. I guess she hearthed. And it just took her a minute to vanish off screen. Oh, strange. So the only bad side to Touch of Death is that it kills stuff so quick in your rotation that by the time you come back around, you have to wait for the respawn sometimes. So that kind of kills your momentum a little bit. Other characters I didn't have to wait so much. But this one, if I roll between mobs or if I use Touch of Death, then I usually have to wait for at least one respawn, if not a couple. This one came back while we were fighting the other one. Are you busy?
What do you need?
Could you make me a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Alright, so we got maybe half a bar, a little under half a bar remaining. Something like that. Oh, there are so many times where I wish this one would just kill stuff faster. I mean, we'd probably be waiting longer for respawns, but... sometimes she slows down in the middle of a fight, and I'm like, is this your normal pace? Or is something going screwy? Because there are times I just cannot tell. What the heck is happening? Alright. So we're chipping away. Definitely chipping away at it. Oh, this guy's not back just yet. So we'll have to give that a moment. There's no sense in moving on to the next one yet, because I don't think the next one had respawned yet either. So we'll just kind of hang out here for a second. And, so we're up to over 1,000, creeping crawler meat at the moment. But we're not going to get that much money vendoring those. We'll get a little something for them. I would sell them on auction house, but the meat market has kind of tanked. Or at least it did previously, where it was just like down to next to nothing. I mean, vendor value is not even really worth all that much on them. But we'll see. Just need a few more kills. And then we'll be looking pretty good. Alright. Let's pull in this one. So we still have a sliver remaining. We might need one more after this. Maybe. Yeah. So we're at 35. No, we're at 352. 355. We're at 352. Oh my god, my brain. 352.2. We need to get to 350. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. We might need 2 more kills. I'm thinking.
Your tea, madam.
Thank you. Oh, you even gave it to me in my cup. Alright, so... that brings us to 35370. Yeah, one more ought to do it. Everything okay?
Yeah, he can't get up to get his, take care of his.
It's his stuff, yeah. Oy. Alright. Okay, last one. Let's get some heals running here, though. I don't trust things to go silly here. Now, here's the thing. If he would use his walker, at least, he'd have something to lean on and he could put those on the walker. Oh, I'm talking to myself. Husband already walked out of the room. Yay! Another one in the books that I never have to think about, at least for a while. Woohoo! Alright. She's done. She's done. Thank freaking God she's done. So that gives us the priest, the paladin, the warlock, the rogue, the mage, the hunter, and now the monk. So we've got 5, 6, we have 7 max bloodthirsties. We have the death knight, the druid, the demon hunter, the shaman, and the warrior remaining. So we have 5 left. Whew, that took quite a while. So, this one's been around since, Legion, I want to say. Thank you. She's had a very slow, long leveling process. And she kept flirting with disaster multiple times with multiple DCs over different levels. I swear she had more lives than a cat. Wow, challenges. Bloodthirsty. Soul Fist. Mistweaver. Monk. Dings level 60. And never again. Never again on a monk. No. No. I don't want to do the monk again. I really don't. So 12 days, 6 hours, 13 minutes, and 20 seconds. Our total kills on the monk's journey. Now, she did go through level squish, and she had never made it to 120, so... Let's see, she's got a total of 22,840 kills. That does include critters and stuff, so... Right. Let's go ahead and vendor. 16 gold repair bill. But the 7 slumber powder more than make up for it. All on their own. Go ahead and vendor that. And we'll vendor these greens. We'll just vendor everything together. We certainly don't need that much in food now because she's just going to be sitting. I will leave her with those two. I'm not going to totally bankrupt the character, but I am going to send most of the money to my bank alt. Just so it's not sitting here. And we might as well vendor all of the things that we don't need. Alright, so 720 gold. Not a whole heck of a lot of gold on that last vendor run, but we can't complain. It wasn't terrible. It really wasn't. Alright, you guys. That is gonna do it for tonight. No. Stop. There we go. Tomorrow, like I said, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow yet. It could be the husband finishing up his staff buildings from his hyena, habitat. Or we could do Parkitect tomorrow. We could do before we leave tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow. Probably gonna start closer to normal start time, I think, tomorrow. That's what we're gonna shoot for. If things go weird and I have to delay past normal start time of like 4-ish, then I will let you guys know on Twitter. But thanks for hanging out with me this evening. Sorry for the delayed start today, but other things had to get taken care of. And hopefully next week we'll be back to normal times and all that shit. So, you guys have a great night. Let's go see who we can go visit here. Let me see. Is there anybody on my list? I don't see anybody on my list. Let me go check a different list. Let's see. Oh, this person's a friend of yours. We can go. We can go see Vu. At least I think they're a friend of yours. Copy that. And let's go raid Vu. Thank you again. You all have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.